When it comes to storing food for long term, the age old question always comes up: which is better, freeze dried or dehydrated? Both can work as part of your emergency food storage, but there are key differences between the two that can make one better over the other. And today we're going to talk about the differences. We're going to talk about some important aspects of long term food storage when it comes to dehydrated and freeze dried foods. One of the biggest issues with preppers and long term food storage is shelf life. Moisture content plays a huge impact on shelf life. The more moisture, the less amount of time it will last. With that in mind, it's time to compare freeze dried and dehydrated food when it comes to shelf life. Dehydrated food can lose quite a bit of moisture when it's being processed, sometimes up to 95%. However, you're doing it at home, dehydrators may only remove 70% or less of the food's water, leaving it with a shelf life of around a year on average. However, most top-end dehydrators will leave your food with will remove more water, and sometimes it will last up to 5 to 10 years. Freeze-dried food, on the other hand, is much more suitable for long-term storage. It gets rid of 98 to 99% of all the moisture that's in the food. And it has a longer shelf life. Usually, if it's freeze-dried, it's 25 to 30 years. While both dehydrated and freeze-dried foods can have long shelf lives, and they do, freeze-dried food is definitely superior, in my opinion, when it comes to long-term food storage. In both cases, however, cooler temperatures will help lengthen their shelf lives. I recommend storing your food at temperatures below 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Another key aspect is preparation. Freeze-dried meals prepare easily. Since everything is pre-cooked, all you need to do is add water and wait a few minutes, and your food is ready to eat. Best of all, it tastes just like the day it was created, and usually, even after 25 years, it still tastes the same as the day it was created. Dehydrated food is a touch different in the way it's prepared. Instead of letting your food soak for a few minutes, it needs to be cooked, boiled, or even rehydrated in some way. And this could take 20, 30, 45 minutes. And while it's not a huge issue for some people, if you're in a hurry, it might be. Another key issue is nutrition. Most organizations like the University of UC Davis, they come out here a while back and said freeze-dried food maintains most of its nutrients throughout the process. And once rehydrated, it is very similar in nutritional value to its fresh counterpart. This is in contrast to dehydrated food, which, although much of the nutrients remain, only around 50 to 60% of the original nutrients are left over. In freeze-dried food, there's about a 97% of retained nutrients. In my opinion, in this area, freeze-dried is better than dehydrated food. Now, one of the biggest things when it comes to dehydrated and freeze-dried food is taste. Flavor is important when it comes to long-term food storage. If it doesn't taste good, why would you even want to eat it? Fortunately for both freeze-dried and dehydrated foods, they both usually taste great. But there is a difference in the way it's prepared that makes one taste better than the other. According to most people, and according to my experience, the taste of freeze-dried food is essentially held in the food as the process involves very little heat. This keeps in the flavor, retains original texture, and secures the natural sense. It's why many believe freeze-dried food tastes better than dehydrated food. Dehydrated food uses heat to lose moisture, thus forfeiting flavor, original texture, and sometimes the smell. Now, a lot of it has to do with, you could also, another aspect of it, you could throw weight in there. If your food intends to stay in your pantry or with your emergency food storage until it's used, the weight really won't be an issue. However, Dehydrated and freeze-dried foods are delicious treats and meals to take on camping trips, hikes, and even in your bug-out bags, which in turns may weight play a crucial role. Dehydrated food is heavier than freeze-dried food. So if you're planning on taking a hike or bugging out, you're going to have to take this in consideration. Freeze-dried food is your best option in terms of being lightweight. If you're planning on getting a meal out of your food, you want to make sure that either bring enough water or have access to it so you can rehydrate your meals. Many freeze-dried foods, such as fruits, vegetables, and even meats, can be, snacked on without rehydrating them, making them nice, lightweight, for a bug-out bag or hiking, things like that. There are pros and cons to both dehydrated and freeze-dried foods, so in the end, it all boils down to what you're looking for in a food and how you intend to use it. When it comes to long-term storage and nutrients, however, freeze-dried food reigns supreme. So when you're looking to invest in an emergency food storage, freeze-dried food may very well be the way to go, in my opinion. So I threw out some few aspects of both dehydrated and freeze-dried foods. I'll let you do your own research and make your own opinions, but a lot of it comes down to those aspects we discussed, and in the end, a lot of times it may come down to cost. So a lot of options to weigh. One may be better for you than, say, it would be for me. I prefer freeze-dried, but you may, in your circumstances, prefer dehydrated. But I just wanted to throw out a few pros and cons for each, and I appreciate you watching the video today. Be safe. We'll catch you next time.